My mom held my shoulders down while my dad announced I'd marry a dangerous older man by sunrise. I was 15. He was a rich family friend whose 2 young wives had both died of kidney failure. Months later, the same people who called me cursed were scrambling in a courtroom while their secrets blew up in public. I grew up in the U.S., but inside our house, girls were treated like contracts. First period meant bride price, no exceptions. I watched my cousin get promised to a man in his 40s, and that night I started starving myself because the thinner girls got their periods later. While other kids had sleepovers, I got wife training. Serve men in silence, no eye contact, no mistakes, belt if I slipped. My mom rubbed whitening cream on my face every night and called it love. At 14, still periodless, I found a pamphlet in a teacher's drawer about child marriage laws and mandatory reporting. That paper cracked my whole world open. I memorized hotlines, shelter addresses, and the exact phrases that trigger investigations. Then I started a secret group in my uncle's shed with younger cousins. If they force you, say this exactly. I'm 13. They're forcing me to marry. Please help. At 15, my period came during morning prep. My mother screamed with joy. By night, my father had picked my husband. 2 days later, my younger cousin got her period and was promised to a 1-year-old. I gave her my notes and told her to report. CPS showed up that night. After they left, my family tore the house apart, found my journal, burned it, and moved my wedding to the next morning. Before dawn, I faked stomach pain and begged for the bathroom. Then the slow part began. First, I stood on the toilet and moved the loose ceiling tile. Next, I pulled down my hidden bag and shoved it toward the window. Then I forced the painted frame open with both palms. Again, fists slammed the door while my father yelled to break it. Next, I pushed my shoulders through, skin scraping hard. Then my hips stuck, and I twisted sideways, biting my tongue. Finally, the lock splintered as my legs cleared the frame. I hit wet grass barefoot and ran. Cars started behind me. Cousins shouted my name like hunters. I cut through backyards, tore my feet on glass, and reached a bus stop just as the doors opened. I had no fare. An older woman paid for me, sat me down, and blocked the window when my cousin's car pulled in. Downtown, she pressed cash in my hand and said, "Don't go back." I limped into family court and asked for an emergency protective order. A clerk helped me file it on the spot. Shelter beds were full, so I went to my teacher. She cleaned my feet, called CPS, and hid me when my father arrived at school claiming I was mentally ill and off my meds. They even brought fake prescription bottles with my name. I showed my scars. She showed my essays where I'd hidden the truth for months. Security footage showed my family arriving with those bottles already in hand. That killed their story. CPS took emergency custody. My father lunged at me in front of officers, screaming about dishonor. A retired nurse took me in at a secure home. Then came flowers, guilt trips, fake mediators, church pressure, legal threats, and stalking outside my new school. They couldn't drag me back, so they tried to make me look crazy. At the permanent order hearing, my whole family sat in their best clothes and called me a liar, poisoned by Western ideas. Their lawyer said I destroyed culture. Then the courtroom doors opened and everything flipped. A woman in a hijab took the stand and said she was the man I was supposed to marry's first wife, not dead, alive. She testified she was married at 15, forced into repeated pregnancies, beaten, and hidden when she escaped. She brought medical records. The judge granted a permanent no-contact order. My mother stood up, took off her hijab, and said, "We have no daughter." My father said I was dead to them. They announced my erasure in the community newsletter, like that was the final punishment. It wasn't. It was relief. I started rebuilding what they tried to burn, knowledge. With my teacher and legal aid, we hid rights info inside school notebooks, numbers coded as math problems, escape plans disguised as homework. Girls started calling from borrowed phones. "We found your notebook. Can you help us?" Yes. Every time, yes. They disowned me to make an example out of me. It backfired. More girls filed emergency orders. More teachers started reporting. More survivors stepped forward. I lost a family that treated me like property, and I built a network that treats girls like humans. If you were in my place, what would you have done first? Run, report, or fight from inside? Comment below.